Hey everyone, this is Dakota from Dakota Abroad, and you're listening to LangGamers, the show where three language nerds play games.
Okay, so to recap the things that we've learned so far, you were sent on a mission from the director to figure out why there were so many dog attacks and people completely drained of blood in a city called Mishtawana. Your primary objective was to figure out the blood draining thing because dog attacks are just dog attacks, but with many of them appearing around the same time as the other thing, they might have been connected, so you were to look into both of them. Uh, your first person you went to talk to was Elizabeth, the last woman to see her coworker taking out the garbage at the end of her shift at a restaurant, who was dead by the dumpster with all of her blood drained from her body. You eventually went to talk to her boyfriend, whose house you broke into. You saw a bunch of used, smelly chemistry equipment in the basement, met their wonderful pit bull, and eventually he came home and found you in his house, and you pretended to be exterminators, which he did not believe. His dog was shaking and freaking out, and so he gave him some medicine, and then he started shaking and freaking out and having trouble breathing, and he took some medicine himself. You're not sure what the medicine is or what his condition was, but there was medicine that stopped him from his shaking and breathing troubles. Then you went and met the friends of Bruce, a gay party boy from the nearby college who was found dead as well. You found his best friend drunk at a bar and talked to her, who led you back to Sandy's, the first victim's boyfriend's house, who you'd already been to. He was their drug dealer. So you go back and you start searching around and you find a secret laboratory in the shed underground from his house. While you're down there, the police come because someone spots you breaking into his house, and you find some files and notebooks and some drugs. There's a massive drug factory down there, and you now have a bunch of files from the office at this drug factory, and you left. On your way back to your hotel after that, you go past a park and you hear howling, so you get out and see another dog attack. There's a giant wolf and a large man who, I didn't describe this in there, but he kind of looks like Buff Nosferatu. So Buff Nosferatu and his pet wolf were attacking somebody in the park. You end up killing Buff Wolf, and he turns back into the pit bull that you met at Nick's house, the boyfriend with the drug factory. Buff Nosferatu ran away, and that's where we are now.
All right. I don't know who Buff Nosferatu is.
You don't know Nosferatu?
I don't think so.
Me neither.
What?
Using cultural references that we don't understand.
Again.
You lost.
Nosferatu? Is that B-U-F-F?
Nosferatu. No, Buff is it's an adjective. He's a strong version of Nosferatu.
Oh. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah. Do you know who Nosferatu is, Kevin?
No.
Well, the only thing it reminds me of is a Pokemon in French. We have a Pokemon which I think is called Nosferapti, but the names are not the same in English. It's this one. Hold on. Is that the name?
Looks like he used to act in vampire movies or something, in the 20s.
It was the vampire. That's the name of the vampire.
Gotcha. Okay, I see.
He's bald and his face is fucked up and he's got long fingers and kind of yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Cool.
But a buff version of Nosferatu.
Gotcha. Oh, go ahead, Kevin.
I think we forgot to mention that I also had I found some files which I sent to the CMC, and we're waiting answers on the analysis.
Right. You did send those files then. Mm-hmm. Yes.
What were the files again?
The files that you had were business contacts, different companies or people, lists of drugs that were being sent to them. Because if you remember, in the laboratory, there were unnamed experimental drugs as well as regular prescription drugs, some that people used to party. There was a lot of different drugs down there. Drugs to get high, drugs for actual medical use. So you saw ledgers and transfers of who was buying, who they were in contact with, what sort of deals they had with people.
And I found a bunch of experimental drugs and stuff. And no, I found a ledger that I threw in my backpack that had a list of a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
but it was. Go ahead.
And so you've got a list of the experiments and their outcomes.
Right. But they were vague and we didn't entirely understand them. So it's a cursive knowledge thing. Okay. I should also point out that I am currently at 4 health, which makes me unstable, and my health is going to keep decreasing until I can get some medical attention or heal myself in some way.
Can I not heal him?
Do you have medical expertise?
Yeah, because my character is kind of, well, I guess it's more regeneration, but I think I've got some mild healing powers.
I would say we probably keep first aid kits and stuff inside, like in the trunk of the Charger.
But at the level of hurt that you're at, don't you need like real professional medical intervention?
Yeah, let's take a look at the rules here.
You need medical help.
Like this is to the point where, like, remember, a wolf was latched onto your wrist and was ripped off of you, so probably need some stitches.
Let me look up the rules online because then I can search for.
While you're searching that up, I would also like to remind you that you did have other files as well, but you did not send those into the CMC.
Okay.
You snatched some files off the desk, like as you were leaving, that appeared to have more information about the experiments that were going on. But you haven't had the opportunity to really look into them yet because you escaped from the laboratory, escaped from the police, and fought the wolf.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, 4 to 7 harm wounds are serious and unstable. They will get worse unless treated. Mark the unstable box. That doesn't really help me. Healing. All right. Serious wounds, 4+ harm, require treatments. They are normally unstable, meaning that they will worsen if untreated. The keeper will tell you when to mark off another point of harm. Left too long, serious wounds will kill you. If a move tells you that the injury is now stable, you can erase the mark in the unstable box. If you take more harm and are still at 4 harm or more, then your injuries become unstable again. What counts as treatment depends on the wound, but it will usually be one of the following: a hunter's healing move, time in an infirmary in someone's haven, a visit to a doctor or emergency room, or a magic spell.
I'm going to say that you probably should go to the emergency room.
Okay.
Because you need some stitches. Your wolf got ripped off. A wolf got ripped off your arm, and now you're like all bloody and gashed up there.
Gotcha. Do you think because of Patrick's violent background, he has some experience doing that sort of thing to himself?
I would say that he can stabilize you, but it'd be risky. Yeah, like he's not going to be able to like heal you, but he's going to be able to stabilize you.
Sorry, I guess I could do maybe first aid, like you suggested.
Let's say, okay, let's go to the emergency room.
Yeah, and they're not going to think it's too weird, remember, because there have been a lot of wolf attacks lately.
Yeah,
or dog attacks lately. So,
all right, cool. The emergency room it is.
So you guys hop in the car. I'm assuming Patrick is driving now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that you guys got the emergency kit out. You like slapped a Band-Aid over it. Like you got some gauze on it. You're holding it down so your blood loss has slowed and you're not in danger of bleeding out. You get to the hospital. They realize how serious it is, and they just like get you back into a room and start stitching you up pretty quickly. You're in there for a couple hours. It's like midnight, like maybe 1 a.m. now when you guys get out. And you're going bankrupt because you're in the U.S. and you just went to the hospital. So you get out of the emergency room, and it's probably around midnight or 1 o'clock now. You're all stitched up. You've got some painkillers, and I'm assuming you're heading back to the hotel unless there's something else you'd like to do.
I think we need a rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do I do with my harm?
Wouldn't he just get better after going to the emergency room or whatever and then resting at the hotel? Maybe not like perfect shape, but
I
good
do
enough.
know that you get some back overnight after like a long rest in Dungeons and Dragons. I'm pretty sure. I just don't know how much.
What are we going to decide? You decide, I guess.
The book would tell us if I can find the stupid. A 0 harm wound goes away right after you get it. Moderate wounds will improve when your hunter has a chance to rest up, decent night's sleep, or get some medical help. The rest/treatment will reduce an injury by 1 harm. Rest and treatment each reduce it by 1 harm. So the treatment, I guess, reduces it by 1 harm, and then rest will reduce it by 1 harm. That's what we can say, at least.
Yeah, so then I would go down to 2 harm.
Yeah.
Cool. Patrick, do you have any harm?
No, I think most of the attacks were to Jace.
Lucky me.
You just threw the wolf. You grabbed the wolf off of his arm and threw it. Oh no, that's fine. Go ahead.
How would I ask that question in French? Est-ce que tu as du arme?
How would I say that? It depends how they would translate it, but harm is not an easy word to translate.
I would.
Est-ce que tu es blessé? Are you hurt? I would ask probably.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Blessure, is that a word? Did I make that up?
Une blessure is like a wound, but it doesn't. I wouldn't say combien de blessures tu as, because if say blessure, it would be like, I don't know, like counting them on your body, like, you know, this is my arm is broken. That's une blessure. Like, I've got a scratch. This is une blessure. Like, be counting different sort of harm or wounds you have, I guess.
Well, in English, harm is also like a mass noun, right? It's like, it's not a count noun. Like, you wouldn't say how many harms do you have, generally speaking. In the sense of this game, we have been saying it like that.
Yeah.
I'll look into it. I don't know now.
Wordreference.com. Rescue.
I'm sure they're going to say blessure.
Yeah. Spanish, French, English.
Plaie,
French.
like a wound.
Faire du mal à. Well, that's for the verb.
To hurt someone.
We're looking for a noun. Yeah. Harm. It just says mal or préjudice, blessure.
Yeah, I guess. Wait, how you went from harm? Oh yeah, harm as in like prejudice someone, like a career or something.
Like, yeah, it says emotional hurt, and then underneath that it says harm figurative, dommage or coup.
Ah, dommage. Dommage might be the word actually. Yeah, I feel like if they were translated, they might use dommage.
Okay. All right. Anyway. So we go to the hospital. We go back to the hotel for the night's sleep. I feel like we have to go back to the house, right?
Which house?
I was thinking the house where Nick lives. Like
he's gonna love us so much.
What? Oh yeah,
he's gonna love us so much. We go there every day.
He appears to be our monster.
Oh,
it seems to me.
Maybe there's some termites that need to be taken care of. How do we know he's the villain or something? I can't remember.
I'm putting the pieces together because he's the one that sold the drugs. He had a connection to Sandy and Bruce. And he also clearly needed to take some drugs to prevent something from happening to him and to his dog. And then his dog ended up being the dead, his dog ended up being the wolf that was attacking people. So I'm assuming Nick is probably the one who was with him and also transformed.
I forgot about all these things. That makes sense now.
That's why we went over them in the beginning.
I'm sorry, I forgot. I listened, but I forgot. I'm sorry.
So the question is, where do we find him? Do we go to his house to find him?
I would also like to point out that you did have another file. I'm assuming that you're going to read the file sometime last night or this morning.
Yes, you're correct. Okay, we're in the hotel room and we open the file.
So as you read it, you read through the experiments. You find out that Nick is actually part of a secret underground organization that is producing drugs at a cheaper value. And while getting these drugs that people need, like actual medication that people need, it's not cheap. So to fund their sort of like charity where they go out and give life-saving drugs to people that need it, they're also peddling street drugs. So there is some meth down there, but because he's actually pretty smart, but he deals with a lot of depression. And so he was doing experiments to cure depression, not to manage depression. He wanted to find a way to cure the chemical imbalance in your head. And while doing that, he accidentally made some like superhuman drug that transformed into buff Nosferatu and his dog into a wolf. Because when he first transformed, he like raged out, knocked the pills on the floor. His dog got a hold of them. And so him and his dog both started transforming. he realized that they were pretty unkillable. I'm going to let you know that. Remember, I said that he tilted his head like really confused when you were able to hurt his dog so much.
Mm-hmm.
He was convinced that they were completely untouchable, that they couldn't be killed.
Mm.
Super strength. They regenerate really quickly if they do manage to get hurt. They're super fast. And they've got like an insatiable drive to eat and destroy and kill. The dog being more animalistic than humans who pretend that they're so civilized, had less restraint. Nick would hold himself back. Like these files are all the back history about all of this, what the transformation did to him, how he's responded to it. He's being very methodical about reporting all of his findings, that he's able to control himself a little bit more, and the longer it goes on, the more human he can remain in his transformations. But he does still sometimes need to drain humans of their blood, like very like super vampire, basically.
Mm.
So the effect of the drug is not temporary.
So he discovered that when he runs out of energy and like passes out, he'll turn back into himself and be extremely weak the next day. We've also now discovered that when you die, you also transform back, because his pit bull was a wolf. You killed it, it turned back into pit bull form. And when he was almost incapacitated, from being so tired, he managed to find a mix of drugs that were able to keep him from transforming. And so the experiments that he's been doing, and the logs, the experiment ledger that Jace found, is him experimenting to try and find a way to either reverse or completely control the transformation. And the shaking that you guys saw was the withdrawal from the suppressant drugs that he's been creating.
Mm. So now I feel more sorry for him rather than just thinking this crazy meth head that's killing people all the time.
Yeah, I almost feel some sympathy for him.
Complex characters, yay!
And we killed his dog.
Wait, the dog didn't die then, so we killed the wolf form, but not the dog.
No, he's all dead.
He's completely dead. We went overkill.
we killed the being, and then after it died, its body turned back into dog form.
Remember, you shot it in the face and cracked its skull by punching it with
I sometimes do that.
Okay. So I'm wondering if there's some way that we can like avoid killing him by like doing a Sirius Black kind of thing, or a Professor Lupus kind of thing, where was it Lupin? Professor Lupin?
Mm-hmm.
Doing a Professor Lupin kind of thing where when he's about to transform, you put him in a cell or something and then wait it out until he goes back.
Wait, what's that again? I forgot.
Okay. Like, so in Harry Potter, there's a werewolf. And then once a month where he's going to transform into a werewolf, they put him underneath this tree where he can't hurt anyone. And then he waits out that night and then goes back to school the next day.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we just have to go find him and talk and see if we can talk to him.
Alors, est-ce qu'on devrait peut-être aller voir s'il est chez lui?
Oui, d'accord.
On connaît très bien son adresse maintenant.
Yes, we're very familiar with how to get to his house. All right, let's go.
Do we still even knock?
Terminators, we're back. Not Terminators. Wait, what am I saying?
No, exterminators.
Yeah, the Terminator is a mixture. It's a portmanteau between termite and exterminator.
Yes.
Is it really?
Well, it could be,
No,
I guess.
I just made that up.
Okay. Oh God, no! What am I thinking? Terminator's a fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
All right, so let's let's go to his house and knock on the door.
So we get there, we knock. What happens, Game Master?
So you get to his house and you hear like a muffled, tired, "Who is it?"
C'est nous, encore.
It's us again, your best friends. No, I'm gonna say, sir, we need to talk.
You just hear him sigh and he says, "Jesus Christ. Come in."
All right, we open the door, walk in.
He's laying on his couch and he has a gun.
Oh.
He says, "Sit down," and he waves his gun a little. Like you can tell he's exhausted, but he's got that gun and he's got it aimed at you.
Yeah. All right, we comply. Sit down on the chair or the floor or whatever he has.
He's got some lazy boys.
All right. Oh yeah, the lazy boy again.
Wait, what are they again? I forgot.
It's a lazy boy is a type of chair. It's like a recliner.
Right.
It's like a sofa for one person.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great word.
So you guys sit down. What do you want?
On a tué votre chien.
I was there. I saw.
I don't know he was there, sorry, let me take it back.
I mean, well, like, way to rip that band-aid off quick.
Let's just like pour salt into the wound.
All right.
Alors, je pense qu'il faut qu'on parle de ce qui s'est passé dans le parc. Qu'est-ce que vous savez? Racontez-nous. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
You mean where you killed Woofers?
Mm-hmm.
Woofers is his dog's name, apparently.
I figured.
It's the stupidest name ever, but I'm keeping it now.
Sure.
I mean, what are you asking me about it? What do you want to know? I remember everything there. I remember everything from when I transform.
Sir, we stole your files. We know what's happening to you. We know what happened to your dog. We need to talk about what's going to happen in the future because we know you lose control and you can't keep going around killing people.
I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at controlling it.
Yeah, but getting better ain't solving the problem. We need to stop killing people.
I've got it under control. I won't miss any more doses of my medicine. You know, it's getting better. It's working better. I'm getting better. I only lost control last night because you guys chased me out of my lab. That was you, right? I assume, who stole my files and ransacked my lab.
Yes. We appreciate that you're trying to get better. You're looking for a cure. That's good, but we need some more assurance. So we work for an international organization, and I think maybe part of the solution here is holding you in a cell while you are going to transform.
Well, I transform as soon as the medicine wears off. It's not like I'm not a werewolf. It doesn't happen every full moon or something. You're going to lock me up in solitary all the time?
Yeah, that's what we have to talk to our superiors about.
So who do you work for? International organization that locks up vampires? What?
Can I whisper to Jace?
Yeah.
I assume some people whisper like this though. So I don't know. Can you whisper to them?
Well, they work in movies. That works in movies, so
Yeah.
it has to work in real life. Est-ce que tu ne penses pas qu'on devrait le livrer à la police si c'est un danger public?
Yeah. I mean, if it comes to that, we have to do something. But first of all, we have to try to find a way to, to work with him, see if there is a cure.
Do we know about any withdrawal symptoms?
As far as you could know, it's just like the shaking and the breathing troubles and stuff like that. Remember, he was his asthma when you guys broke into his house the first time. Those were the symptoms of the withdrawal, as far as you know.
I'm not sure where to go from here. Is there going to be a fight? Are we expecting a fight?
I was, until I started trying to offer reasonable solutions to him, or like non-violent solutions.
I feel maybe you could have overheard me saying the police, and then I'd just freak out. If you want.
I mean,
do you guys want to fight him?
Yeah, I've got superpowers. I want to use them, bitches.
Because, I mean, you could just kill him if you wanted to, like. But
I have ethical concerns about just killing people when you can, when you can try to find a solution.
Especially if they're just lying down on the couch.
Yeah.
He does have a gun pointed at you, and he does deal drugs to like they are selling street drugs to people, like getting people addicted in party drugs to fund their, donations to other drugs to people who need them. It's not really donations; they just sell them at a cheaper price that people can afford. So, I mean, you can decide however you feel about that. They are putting out untainted, quote unquote, safe party drugs, as safe as they can be. They're like pure and safe and untainted. So it all depends on how you feel about drugs, how you feel about what they're doing.
I don't think he should be doing that. I also just don't want to kill him. So, sir, I'll give you an ultimatum. You can come with us to the CMC, and we'll try.
You work for the CMC?
Yes.
Oh.
How do you know about the CMC?
How do I know? Do you not know who I work for?
No. What are you saying?
Oh my god. How low on the totem pole are you at the CMC?
We're going to keep the questions focused on you, sir. What's going on here?
Oh, they really sent some rookies here for this.
Mind your fucking language, dude.
I can't. What tipped them off that they needed to send someone here? I thought you guys dealt more with like magic than transformations and dog attacks.
Yeah, well, when you're draining human beings of all their blood with no signs of attacks, that sounds a lot like magic to me. What's going on here, sir? Just be straightforward with us.
I was just hungry. But so who would be in charge of what happens to me? Because I'm not going back if Pamela's still in charge of what happens to prisoners. Does Pamela still work at the CMC?
All right.
You guys can decide that.
We don't have to answer any questions with you, sir. Either you're coming with us or we're going to take you by force.
He raises the gun a little bit and like points it at your face. Really?
Baissez votre arme.
Okay. He like reaches into his pocket. He sets the gun down. He's like, just let me take one of my pills really fast, just to be safe.
I'm not going to allow you to do that, sir. And as he puts his hand to his mouth, I'm going to leap on him.
Act under pressure.
All right. Where's my dice? All right. 9. Plus 1, so 10.
10 means you complete success, right?
Complete success,
So,
yeah.
What exactly are you trying to do when you jump on him?
I'm going to leap on him, try to... my main goal is to stop him from putting whatever pill he has in his mouth, but I also want to knock the gun out of his hand if I can.
Oh, he put the gun down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he put the gun down and said, "I'll take one pill just to be safe."
Yeah, and I'm gonna swipe that pill away from his hand.
So it goes flying across the room.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna say it one more time, sir. You're coming with us, and you don't need to do anything.
You want me to Hulk out in the back of your car?
He has a point. I was thinking. Okay, so in my mind, I'm thinking like he's taking something that will transform him right here and now.
Mm-hmm. He could be.
But at the same time, I do want him to keep taking his medicine so he doesn't transform. And I don't know what pill is which. I'm going to take out the pills from my backpack that I have collected, and I'm going to say, you're taking this one.
Well, I do believe you crushed them up into powder because you were going to use them as a weapon.
I don't think we ever succeeded in doing that.
Oh, you didn't have time to do it?
I was planning on doing it, but then we saw them.
Right.
And even if we had, I wouldn't have done all of them. I would have saved
Okay.
a few.
Okay.
I take the one of the few pills that I have left out of my backpack, and I say, "You're taking this one."
Where did you get that?
We stole it from your lab.
What is it?
It's one of the pills that suppresses your monster from coming out, and it causes pain.
Which one? Is it a newer one or an older one?
It's the newest one, the last one that came out.
Jeez, that one makes my skin burn. You can't make me take that.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Why can't I just take the one that works?
Shut up.
He
What?
tries to get free from you.
Yeah, just gonna hold on to him even tighter.
Okay. He's like, I'm not taking that. That pill is painful. It's the most painful thing I've ever felt in my entire life. Are you trying to torture me?
Should I force it down?
We can try. No, okay, this is what I'll do. We're both gonna get our weapons ready, aimed at you, and you can take your pill.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna take out my shotgun. I'm gonna get my pistol ready at my side. Kevin, what weapons do you have?
I've got my brass knuckle.
Okay.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, don't you have a baseball bat or a golf club or
Wait,
something?
what have I got? Fighting knife, big knife. I've got a big knife. No, brass knuckles. I'm more like close combat type of guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys are ready then?
Yep.
He walks over, he takes the pill, and he starts breathing really heavily and like trying to escape from the room. He like starts like he's moving faster than normal. Like takes the pill, starts like breathing heavily and sweating, and he like takes off towards the kitchen.
I'm gonna chase him into the kitchen and then just try to shove these pills down his mouth.
I should probably help because I'm the strongest.
So, I'm gonna say that you can help by like catching him and holding him down. And so you can roll to help him, and then I'm gonna say act under pressure for the roll for this.
All right, acting under pressure. I rolled an 8, and I have a +1 cool, so 9.
Okay, so Kevin, roll for some help.
That's 9. And what have I got on top? Well, which one is it? Cool. I've got -1 cool, so I've got 8.
Well,
So it's mixed success for both of us.
okay, but your mixed success gives him +1.
So your mixed success gives me +1, but it harms you in some way.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that like as you like grab him, he like slams you back into the wall, and you crack a rib. So take 1 harm.
I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you're gonna be like a little bit. It's gonna be harder for you to move around now
Okay.
Mhm.
because you have a cracked rib.
Hmm.
But you get the pills in his mouth. You hold his mouth closed. You make him swallow them, and he just starts like rolling. Like he drops to the ground. Like I guess you're holding him so he doesn't drop to the ground, but he just like falls limp, and he's like just like panting and like sweating, and his skin's starting to turn red. He's like whimpering about how much it burns.
Mm.
Oh, je crois qu'il y a des effets secondaires.
What?
First aid?
Je,
that?
je crois qu'il y a des effets secondaires. En anglais, c'est side effects.
Side effects. Oh, yeah.
Secondary effects.
That makes
All right.
sense.
Well, I'm going to bust out my... Don't they have, like, zip tie hand... Like,
Yep.
hand? All right, I'm going to bust those out, put them on him.
Mhm.
And he keeps screaming. And does he transform back into his human self?
Yeah, he was like mid transformation. He turns back to the human self. He's not screaming. He's like whimpering because like he was already exhausted from the night before. So he's just like collapsed and whimpering.
All right. Well, I'm going to call CMC and say, Director, we have your monster.
Oh, you do. You definitely don't get a direct call to the director. I'm gonna say that you get Pamela, who's been demoted to a secretary.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hello, this is Pamela. Yes, how can I help you?
Hi, Pamela. We have captured our monster.
Oh, is this Agent Iota?
That's me.
Oh, okay. So I'll let the director know that you're on your way. You captured the monster?
He's captured.
Okay. Well, of course, when you get back, you've got to write up the debriefing and talk to everyone about that. I will get a holding cell ready for you. This is quite an achievement. Normally, we don't capture them. What kind of monster was it?
It's a man that transforms into a monster when he takes the wrong pills, or when he fails to take the wrong pills.
You just hear him whimper in the background, like, it's not my fault. I just tried to do good things.
Oh, shut
Like-
up.
He also mentioned that he seems to know you. His
What
name is
does
Nick.
Oh,
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. I dated him in college, okay? I am glad that he is going to get locked up. Oh, you just hear her typing furiously away. It's like she's really angry. She's like, he just ghosted me and never called me back. And then next thing I knew, he was dating my best friend. And what a man whore!
C'est le
Is there
karma.
anything else, Agent Iota?
C'est le karma.
Is there anything else, Agent Iota? Anything else I can help you with?
That's it. We'll have him on the way back.
Okay, toodaloo. Click.
You're an amazing Pam. I just want to say that. You sound exactly like how Pam would sound like.
I wanted to base her slightly off of Pam from Archer.
Oh, I thought you were going to
yeah.
say Pam from The Office.
I've never seen The Office. We've been over this.
Oh, I forgot. Okay. So, is that a mission accomplished then?
Yeah, that would be mission accomplished.
Okay, excellent.
So you take him back. He gets locked up in a holding cell. You do your debriefing and all that good stuff. You do never get back information about the files that you sent in
Mhm.
because you completed your mission. So they deemed it unnecessary to send you the results of those files. But you do succeed.
Okay, excellent.
Yay.
All right, it looks like that's where we're going to end for this season, but be sure to check back soon for future seasons.